You're welcome to my channel. In this video, we want to reproduce a figure that is in the right hand side of the screen in isometric projection. Now, the first thing we'll do is to draw our isometric axis. You're going to draw your horizontal line this way, right? You can see that. And you place your set square, your T-square, and you're going to draw your vertical axis this way. You can see that. Now, the next thing you're going to do is you put your set square in this manner and you move it to this point here, right? So when I move it, I'll draw an inclined line. This line you're seeing is at an angle of what? 30 degree, right? Then I'll move to the other side also. I'll do the other line this way. So this line you see is at another 30 degree. Now it means that the angle between here and here is 30 and the angle between here and here is 30. Now this axis you're seeing here is the axis you're seeing on the screen that my arrow is pointing. And the length of that line is given to be what? It's given to be 50 degree, 50 millimeter, right? So I'm going to measure 50. From this point, this will be my reference point 0. So I'm going to measure 50. So from 0 to 5 is what? Is 50. Then on that point, I'm going to draw a vertical line this way. You can see that. Now I'll come to the other aspect also. This aspect you're seeing at this side is where my arrow is pointing, right? And the distance from here to here is actually not shown here, but this distance from here to here is equal to distance from here to here. And that is given as what? As 30. So I'm going to measure 30 towards the left side. So from 0 to 3 is 30, right? And I'm going to project it upward. You can see that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is the height, the total height here. From here to here is the highest point you can get on this figure, and that's given as what? As 20. So I'm going to measure 20 at the height. Anywhere you want to put, but I like taking from the middle here, and that is what? 20. So from 0 to 2 is given as what? As 20. So this is the height here. Now, I ruled a line here earlier. I'll move my set square. I'll move another line here. You repeat the same process, right? You take your set square as you did earlier. You're going to mark 30, but you draw it to touch the vertical line here. You can see that. You bend the other side also. You do the same thing too. You're going to mark another 30. You can see whatever I did here, I'm also doing it here. Now the same thing too, at this point where they meet, I'm going to repeat the same process. I'll take my set square. This is just for practice, right? When you get used to it, you don't have to do all this. Making you understand that at every point at every junction of the block, you draw your 30 degree. So at this point here, I'll do the same thing, draw an horizontal line this way. You can see that. And I'll come here, do the same thing. This is 30, right? And I'll come here also. This is another 30. You can see that. Now, From here to here is also 30. Here to here is also 30. I'll come here also. I'll do the same thing as this junction. 30. You can see that? I'll draw my horizontal line. I'll come here. I'll do the same 30. And I'll bend it this way. Another what? Another 30 to touch the other line. Now what do you notice? The angle between here and here is 30. The angle between here and here is 30. Every point here is 30. Now all this line here, I don't really need them. So I'm going to delete it off. Right? So this is what I'm going to do. Now, after bringing out this figure, it's for me to now carve out the shape that you can see at the right hand side. Right? I know that from here to here, he's thickened. So I'm going to thicken that point. From this point to this point, as you can see in the diagram, it is thickened. So I'm going to thicken it. You can see that. Similarly, I know that from here to here, which is 20, is thickened also. I'm going to thicken it too. From here to here is thickened. You can see that. I know very well that from here to here is also thickened. So I'm going to thicken here too. You can see that. Now, the same thing too, I know that from here to here is also thickened. So I'm going to thicken it. Now, I also know that the height from here to here is 10, which is at this point from here to somewhere around here is 10. So I'm going to measure 10 at this point here. From 0 to 1 is 10. Right? So I'm going to thicken that point there. You can see that? Then I will be help of my set square since this is a point. I'll come at this point also. I'll draw an horizontal line just for you to understand what's really happening. Whatever I did here and I did here, I'll come and do it here. Place your set square. You know, if I should draw this, I don't really need this, right? But what do you notice? If I draw it this way, it's coming down here. So since that from here to here is ticking, I'm going to thicken from this point straight down to here. You can see that, and also the height also here. You can see that. Now the next thing is from this point here, which is this point here on the screen, to this point is given as what? As 30. So I'm going to measure 30 from this point. This is 30 here. And I'm going to thicken it. Since it's thickened in the question. You see that? Now the same thing is from here, I'm going to draw my line this way, horizontal line this way. You can see that at this point here, we know this is already, this side here is already 30, as you can see, right? It's already 30. The angle between here and here is 30. If I bend it this way, it's another 30 again, right? I will not rule it out here because going out of this box, I don't need it. But from the diagram, from here to here is thickened. So from this point here straight down here is also thickened. You can see that. Now similarly, at this point here again is another 30 degree. Another line, what I did at the beginning. So you know when I place it here, this is 30, right? When I'll not turn it here also, the other 30 is already there. You can see that. And from the diagram, from here to here is thickened. I'm going to thicken from this point to this point. You can see that. Now similarly, at this point here, if I draw my horizontal line this way, we already know that we have this in this manner, 30. If I turn it in this manner to do the other 30 here, I'll just draw my faint line first of all because I'm not sure the extent of it. You can see that. I'm very sure that at this point, which is this point on the screen, is the vertical line that comes down to touch this line. So I'll just come to that point, draw a vertical line down from that point to touch this line. You can see that. And also I'll close here up since from here to here is thickened. Then from here to here will also be what? Be thickened. You can see that. Similarly, since I've used this to draw this line, horizontal line, I'll bend it again to draw the other 30-degree here. You see I'm not thickening it yet, but in the diagram we say that from here to here is thickened, which is from here to somewhere around here. So we'll stand this up and I'll close it up. You see that? Then I'm going to close here up since from here to here is thickened. So from here also to this point will be what? Thickened. You can see that. Then here to here is thickened automatically from this point to this point is thickened. Now you can see we have reproduced the figure that is displayed at the right hand side of the screen, right? So we can actually bring out the dimensioning, which is very important. You must bring out the dimensioning as shown in the figure at the right hand side of the screen. Is that taken? So now, if I should bring out the dimensioning, this is what we are going to be having. So we have successfully done this. So if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.